What's up, lads? I'm Phrezh, and I'm also very disappointed today. And the reason for my disappointment is Team of the Week 5, because those are the cars that are going to be in the red picks for the last weekend league that we had. In my personal opinion, I don't think that those cards are good enough for a weekend league reward. I mean, you grind 30 games of weekend league, and some even grind 30 games of division rivals from Thursday to Sunday just to get some of those 82 rated cards. Look at Tex, for example. He got the top one in the world and got an ultimate Team of the Week pack containing 11 Team of the Week players, and the best one he got in that pack was 82 rated, and I think it's a disgrace actually that you can get that bad rewards for grinding out weekend league and being top one in the world. So one of two things has to change, and the first one being that either they overhaul the Team of the Week upgrades and make them a lot better than they are right now. Look at Marcus Rashford's Team of the Week, for example, from last week. It was +1 in overall rating and a total of +28 in in-game stats. Now, I know that there was a position change as well to striker, but that just isn't good enough to make a difference from his normal card. The other change that they could do is to include promo cards in the red picks, just like they do when it's team of the season. In this case, it would be rule breakers cards, or they could just include a simple rule breakers pack with one player from the rule breakers promo for a certain rank, for maybe elite and upwards, so that you know that you're at least going to get a promo player out of your rewards. And this is not me being salty for getting terrible rewards, because yeah, my red picks so far have been quite bad, but it's just the fact that when you start weekend league, you don't know which players you're grinding for, and I think that's another error. But I understand completely why they would have the system like that, because if you would know what players you would grind for, then maybe some people would choose not to do it at all. But enough talking about the rewards, and let's just step into the weekend league that was last weekend and see how far we actually made it this time. And we'll start by looking at the team we used for it. And here is the team. As you can see, I'm wearing a Manchester United kit today, and the reason is quite simple. I'm a Manchester United supporter and have been since I was 6 years old. So to me, it's very mind-blowing that I keep getting high-rated Manchester City players in my packs and no United players at all, pretty much. So as you can see in the team, you already knew that we had Sergio Aguero. Now we have added Raheem Sterling. And to be honest, it hurts my United heart a bit to actually use him, but it's a first only road to glory, so all these players are first owned, and that creates some limitations in some cases to what players I can actually use. And in this case, these are the most usable ones that I have. And apart from Raheem Sterling and Sergio Aguero, we also have Ederson in goal, we have Bernardo Silva on the reserves, and we also have Gabriel Jesus in the club. So for some reason I keep getting Manchester City players, the high rated ones, the expensive ones, but I would like more Manchester United players in the near future, please. So apart from the Manchester City players, we have the GOAT Lionel Messi in the team, of course. He's going to be irreplaceable for quite a good while ahead of us. And apart from that, we have some La Liga players and a few Brazilians. We have Paulinho and Anderson Talisca from the Chinese league. Now, very conveniently, EA released a Rule Breakers Anderson Talisca after the weekend league. So we had to stick to the normal version during the weekend league. This is obviously not how we line up the team in game, so I'll just show you that before we begin to look at the matches as well. So as you can see, it's a simple 4-2-3-1 formation, the most meta formation of especially FIFA 20 and to some extent also in FIFA 21. It was just the best option that I had in this scenario, because I always want to have Lionel Messi behind the striker. I want him centrally. I don't want to play a 4-2-2-2, for example, and have to use him on a wing, because I think his best position is centrally, where he really is the central point of the team. But otherwise, a very solid team. Aguero up front should score loads of goals. The only worry I have is Anderson Talisca on the right cam position. Is he fast enough? Is he agile enough to operate in that kind of position? Or should I have used him centrally as perhaps a striker? So that's pretty much it about the team. And before we get straight into the first game of the Weekend League, here's a reminder of what I said last week about Weekend League. The worst moment of a Weekend League for me is the one where you get your first loss. You just want to push that as far back as possible, win as many games as possible before you get the first loss. So what I said last week was that you want to push your first loss in the Weekend League as far back as possible into the weekend, but this backfired a lot this weekend because as you can see, we got a terrible start after a failed offside trap, and we did manage to equalize, but in the second half Axel Witsel somehow came clean through on goal and made it 2-1, and we tried our best to equalize. Kun Aguero had a good chance, Neuer with the save, and we would get a last chance as well. Gareth Bale came in from the bench to make an appearance, tries to find Aguero, but for some reason doesn't reach the ball, and we actually lose our first game of the Weekend League. And I really hadn't switched on for the first games, and you're going to see it in the next few games as well. So this is the second game, and this is the start we get. Aubameyang, I failed to put pressure on him. He gets the chance to finish and scores a nice goal. But we would manage to have some luck and find our way back. As you can see, Aguero has some bounces going with him, able to assist Sterling to make it 1-1, and then we make another sweaty goal, and this time Aguero scores it. Aubameyang somehow managed to get a goal out of this. It's just chaos in the defense. I was really not switched on for the first few games. Sterling was actually really good on the ball. As you can see, he's so easy to handle, he's so tiny and agile. And we actually managed to take the lead in this game at last, and also making it 4-2 by a header from Talisca. Messi puts the nail in the coffin, making it 5-2. And it seemed like the game was over there, but the opponent did manage to get a goal back. So we did manage to win that game, but the difficulties wouldn't stop there. We do take the lead in the next game before Michael Owen shoots. Ederson makes a good save, but Owen gets it back somehow, making it 1-1. And in the 80th minute, we somehow fall completely out of position in the defense. Martial makes it 2-1, and we were in big trouble. Now, like I mentioned several times before, the goal is always to reach elite in Weekend League, or the goal for this series, my first owner road to glory, is to reach elite. And if you want to do that, you have to score on chances like these and not allow counters like this, where another failed offside trap gives Aubameyang the chance to score, but somehow he fails. But he would get another great chance because this turns out to be a penalty. And at this point I had almost given up the entire Weekend League, because a loss here would mean already 2 losses after 3 games. So Michael Owen steps up, Ederson with some psychology manages to save it, and the key here is that it doesn't go out to a corner, it actually goes out to a throw-in, which gives us a chance to intercept the ball and put together a counter-attack. And you can see the time should already be out, but we do get the chance to continue our attack. We have some luck there. Kun Aguero gets it and scores 2-2 in the absolute last second, pushing it into overtime. And in overtime, Raheem Sterling took the matter in his own hands, scoring this nice goal, making it 3-2. And we would actually get another one. Kudos to Kun Aguero, and Militao for some reason is up in the penalty area scoring 4-2, and we did manage to win, and we followed it up with some more wins. So the current record in this game that you're watching right now is 5-1, and another brilliant start here from Raheem Sterling finding Lionel Messi. Now the opponent equalized and it all went to penalties, and look at the score here. The opponent is 2-1 up after 4 penalties, just has to score this one with Witsel to win the game. Ederson saves, giving us another chance to come back into the game, and it was Kun Agüero who stepped up when it mattered the most. So a goal here would push penalties into extra time, or sudden death as you would call it, and Agüero puts it in the net, Gnabry steps up, Ederson saves another one, and it's all on to Paulinho to score the winner for us now. And so he does, so the winning streak kept going, and you can see what this meant to the team. Absolute scenes when we won on penalties. So we did manage to win 2 more games after that before losing 2 in a row, and this is the next game where this somehow ends up as a goal from Raheem Sterling for the opposite side. Now our Sterling wouldn't want to be worse and scores this really nice solo goal, making it 1-1. And here you can see our high pressure paying off, allowing Lionel Messi to score 2-1. Now the opponent wasn't completely out of the game, could have scored an equalizer there but hit the bar. Talisca with some nice moves, but Courtois was really good in this game and would not allow any more goals, not even from Lionel Messi. And the game ended 2-1, and we won another 2 in a row after that. So all of a sudden we were actually back on track. And 11-3 is not a bad record, but if you want elite, we have to make it even better. And despite a terrible start in this game, we managed to come back once again before Neymar makes it 2-1. Now here comes a string of lucky goals off corners. As you can see, this was a corner that was clear. The Fernando got it back to Agüero, 2-2. And this was pretty much the same situation. Fernando to Agüero to Sterling. And this next corner, we actually managed to put it in goal as well through Anderson Talisca's header. So 4-2 going into the second half, and once again high pressure pays off when Kun Agüero finds Messi, making it 5-2, and as if it wasn't enough, we scored yet another goal, and it was Agüero with a nice finish, making it 6-2. So 12-3 after half the weekend league was actually pretty solid, because at this ratio we would actually be able to make it to elite. But another tough start in the next game before we equalize, and this happened so much throughout the weekend that we put ourselves in a tough situation, had to work it back, and I don't know what the reason was. I'm just not switched on in the beginning of games, allowing the opponent to often take the lead, and in this game he also managed to take the lead before the end of the game, leading by 3-2, but Lionel Messi, clinical as always, making it 3-3, and the game went into extra time, and this should have been a goal, but Nick Pope was a giant in this game, and you're going to see some more saves from him. So this is going to turn into a really chaotic situation. Look at the clock at 119 minutes, and we really should have been able to score here at least at some point, because we have so many chances. You have Messi twice, you have Agüero, but Pope is awake and saves. So it all went to penalties, and Pope just kept on terrorizing us, saving the penalty there. And Dembele, Ederson went the right way, but wasn't enough, and Raheem Sterling, who had already missed the penalty, misses another one, and the opponent wins. And look at the stats. These are the most frustrating games, where he had 4 shots in total, 3 on goal, and scored 3 goals, 1 on penalties, while we had 11 on goal and still couldn't win. But we rose once again to win some games in a row. 16-4 is the current record at this game, and he somehow manages to pull off a goal in this situation. And this game was just really crazy. So we do manage to take the lead before halftime, and I thought that we would go into halftime with the lead, but not only would he equalize, he also got another chance to score. Now Ederson saves this penalty but he still gets a chance here. And look at the clock, this should have been over at this very particular point, but he still gets to play on and somehow actually manages to find a goal in that situation. And Ronaldo just kept on punching us. He was very difficult to handle. But so is Lionel Messi, and the nice pass to Paulinho gives us a way back into the game. But here we get punished by the opponent's high pressure instead of our own, making it 5-3. Well, like I said, this was a crazy game, so the goals wouldn't stop there, and 5-4 with 10 minutes to go. He would get another frustrating goal in this situation, making it 6-4. Now, you're about to witness one of the ugliest goals that I have ever scored in my life, and it's Raheem Sterling who, I don't even know what happens here, but he somehow manages to score it, making it 6-5, and we would actually get another chance to score an equalizer as well. Now, a lot of credit has to go to Kudus, the Ghanaian player from Ajax, who was so good as a super sub. And at this point, Paulinho should have really shot, but didn't do it, and we lost that game. So 18-6 is the current record, and we get a beautiful start in this game, making it 1-0, and we'll also make it 2-0 after a beautiful Lionel Messi finish. 66 minutes on the clock, and he finds his first goal, making it 2-1. And look at the clock, this is just straight after that he actually manages to equalize also. Now this is one of the craziest situations as well that I endured. Look at this goalkeeper coming rushing out of his goal for some reason, putting pressure, and his player doesn't take the ball there, allowing Paulinho to take it and shoot it into the goal. And I don't usually celebrate my goals, but I felt like I had to apologize for this goal, because I don't know what actually went down there. I don't know why his goalkeeper just came sprinting out so far. So next game, and another tough start. Pretty much every game was the same. We just went down early, managed to come back, and then we get in trouble again with the lucky goal there from Mohamed Salah. Anderson Talisca was statistically not very good compared to the other players, but he was really fun to play with, and I'm looking forward to try his rule breakers. And here Aguero steps up, making it 2-2, and we had to win this game to force a final game and win that one as well to get elite. So Raheem Sterling, nice dribbling, finds Paulinho, making it 3-2, but unfortunately the opponent will find a goal from this situation, and Son is always a pain to play against. So 3-3, and here's a chance that the opponent gets in the last minute. So I tried to move out the goalkeeper to block a cross, and he didn't shoot because he wasn't obviously prepared for it. But he still takes the lead in extra time, 4-3, and this is another weird situation where Fernando gets the chance to score a goal, and this will eventually lead to a goal actually. Another one of those really ugly goals, but also important. 4-4, and look at this beautiful maneuver from Aguero, just doing a dummy and stepping over the ball, and he is free with the goalkeeper, and a solid chip to make it 5-4. And the last and final game was against this team, a really good team with Lionel Messi as well, in for Marcus Rashford. You have Van Dijk there. You also have an icon, which is not as usual to see so far in the Weekend League, Gianfranco Zola. So it was all or nothing in this game, and he managed to once again take the lead early into the game, making it 1-0. But like I said, Anderson Talisca was great fun to play with, and he was a big part for this goal. Sterling with a solid finish, making it 1-1. But this guy was really good, and this was also another frustrating goal to concede. But we managed to work our way back, and it's Anderson Talisca scoring the equalizer, and almost 20 minutes to go, and we do get some chances to take the lead in the game. Raheem Sterling again with the solid dribbling. Lionel Messi should have shot there, but I wasn't really prepared that he would get the chance to shoot. So that should have been a goal, and here's yet another chance that we could have scored from. Anderson Talisca to Agüero, but doesn't manage to get a grip of the ball. So with 10 minutes to go, unfortunately this is where it breaks for us. Mbappe manages to find Messi. I thought he was going to look for Rashford, but instead Rashford scored in this situation, making it 4-2. So in the end it wasn't enough for us to reach elite. We got 22 wins, lost the final game to make it stay there, and Gold 1 was our final rank for this weekend league as well, which is the same rank as we got last week. I personally feel that I didn't play very well at all during this weekend. You can see lots of defensive mistakes, possibly even more than from the first weekend league, where I talked about my own defensive mistakes that I could improve. But this also makes me feel very happy that we managed to pull out 22 wins, we managed to get to a final game for Elite, despite not being on top and playing very good. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens during the next weekend league, because we have a lot of packs to open before that, and hopefully will be able to make an even better team than this one. So looking at the stats, you could see that Sergio Agüero had a really good weekend league this time compared to last week, where he was outperformed by his striker partner Haaland and didn't contribute very much to the game. But here he was our star performer, scoring 28 goals and adding 22 assists to his name. And Lionel Messi also ended up on the score sheet a lot, scoring 25 goals, but only 11 assists to his name, which is a bit of a surprise, because from that position he should be able to provide more assists to the other attacking players. Raheem Sterling also very solid, 15 goals and 18 assists, and it hurts my United heart to play a bit with Raheem Sterling, because he started out in Liverpool, he's now playing for Manchester City, but he was great fun to play with, and you can see him several times in the different clips that we had, that he's so easy to control, so good on the ball, and a lot of those 18 assists were just open goal assists after dribbling off a few opponents. Anderson Talisca did the best he could on the other side, but didn't manage to contribute as much as the other guys up front. But he was still great fun to play with. He's just such a character, being so tall with his blonde hair and colorful boots, and he's great fun to play with, but I think he's more of a striker, and I'm looking forward to try his Rule Breakers card and see if that's even better. But his fellow teammate and compatriot Paulinho gets a huge shout out as well. 9 goals from his defensive midfield position is really good, and he just runs so much and is so useful when you play with high pressure. Not much to say otherwise, but Jesus Navas also does a solid performance with 6 assists from his right back position, overlapping a lot with Talisca. I'm a bit surprised that Tejes didn't get as many assists because he was also very attacking and good on the overlaps. So overall, it's a very solid performance without actually performing very well, which gives me great hope for the future. The goal remains to reach Elite as soon as possible on the first owner road to glory. But this has been it for today. I'll be back next week with another attempt at reaching Elite in the Weekend League. Until then, stay safe, take care of each other, don't forget to wash your hands, and I'll see you soon. Peace!